You're live.
I don't know. Hi, welcome to Wild Haven Pastures. Welcome to our porch. I guess we'll start off by saying hi and introducing ourselves.
Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Janice. Welcome to our homestead.
Welcome to our farm.
Okay, so I guess a little bit about ourselves. Doug and I are both teachers. We moved here to the Houston area around 3 years ago.
We're both from Houston. We both grew up there, but we've been spending we spent the last 15 years before that in San Antonio, living close to my family, and we wanted to move back to Houston to be close to both our families. And we thought it would be a good time to do it.
Yes. Brian was going into sixth grade, so he was going to be switching schools anyway. So we decided to uproot our lives, move from a suburb
Yes.
to a farm. Neither one of us had ever lived on a farm or really had anything to do with animals or
No,
anything.
we both grew up inner city in Houston, and we researched it, decided that this is something we wanted to do. So we went from living on a 1/10 of an acre to some property that's 80 times that size. So it's over 5 acres, and it's a lot.
Yes. We searched for a long time in all the areas around Houston until we found the perfect spot. We wanted something that was close to our families, but also like rural enough that we had our own space so we could do our own thing. So we liked this property, but it needed a lot of work when we got here.
The property's beautiful. All right, so we love the property, and it had everything that we're looking for on it, but it did need a lot of work to make it what we wanted.
Especially the swimming pool.
Yeah, the swimming pool was a little rough. You remember what happened with the swimming pool when we first moved on here?
Looks like a swamp.
It looked like a swamp.
Yes.
So yeah, when we came by right before we closed on the house, the swimming pool looked a little bit like it needed some help on it, but the previous owner said, "Oh yeah, they'll throw something in it to make it look better." 2 weeks later, when we showed up to move in, it had turned into a algae filled mess. It was bright green and filled with sludge.
We had a lot of work when we moved on the property. They left a big mess. It was a big challenge. And they also had their property set up for horses. And we really wanted to come and raise our own food, basically. So we had to change a lot of the things that we found here because horses aren't really our thing.
Yeah, there was a sand arena, and now it's just cattle's in it. So, but it's
You might have seen them in some of our other videos.
Yeah, now we call it the front pasture. It's where the cows can hang out there sometimes. All right, so really what our channel is going to be about is just teaching. We're both teachers. It's what we do. So we've kind of feel like we have an understanding. We're clearly not experts. We've only been here 3 years, but we've learned a lot, and I feel like we have a lot of knowledge to share.
yeah. I mean, we're both professional educators, right? And that's what we do every day. And I wish we'd done this earlier, right, with the YouTube stuff, but it's something we did now. But yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So I guess one of the big things is also that we made this change like after we were 40. So we had well-established lives and just decided to start over. So that's kind of a big thing, like that we hope that our viewers will take away is that we did it, and so can you. If you have a dream, you have something you want to do, you can make it happen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. What is the one thing you want to talk about, Nora? Anything you wanna share? What is one mistake that you think that we made on the farm starting off?
Well, when we got our chickens, we had a coop in our backyard, and we let them out in our backyard, and they pooped all over our deck and
Yes. Yeah, it was.
driveway.
Yeah, it was great having. I mean, when we first moved in, we wanted to get chickens, right? We said, okay. I think Janice went to go with the kids to get 3 chickens, so she came back with what, 5. I think
Yeah, we came back with
came
5.
back with 5, and so it was like we got the 5 egg layers, and we're so excited about having those egg layers. And we had them in the backyard. And we built their run in the backyard, and like right in the middle of the property. And we did that because we wanted them to be safe. I mean, it's fenced in, inside of fencing, inside of fencing. It would take a lot for predators to get to it,
And close.
and it's close. And
Yeah,
easy to take
we
care of.
wanted to be able to see them. You know, it was our first experience with chickens.
Yeah.
So, but as Nora pointed out, it did have some drawbacks, and that did lead to us moving them and building a new chicken enclosure, which we posted about on a previous video. If you want to go
Yes.
check that out. What about you, Brian? What do you think one of the biggest mistakes that we
I think
made?
one of the biggest mistakes was not getting a livestock guardian dogs earlier,
Yes.
because a couple of years ago, some wild dogs got onto our property and took one of our goats. At the time, we had 5 of them, but they only took the littlest one. Not sure why.
Yeah, we were actually at work at the time, and we have um, cameras set up around the property, and we had one in the baby goat pen. And I was actually right at the end of school, at the end of my day, and I just happened to get a notification that there was movement going on in the pen, and I just glanced at the camera to see what's going on with the baby goats. And I opened it up, and there's 2 stray dogs in there with those little goats, and we ran. I mean, we ran to pick up those kids from their schools, and I pulled them out, picked up my wife from her school, and we drove all the way back as quick as we could to the property. It took us. We were so afraid of what we were going to find when we got there.
Yeah, it was hard to feel like so helpless when you can't do anything but watch through the camera, and then they weren't on the screen, so we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what we'd find when we got home.
But when we got home, one of the baby goats was missing, and it was raining, and we just searched and searched and searched. We looked all over the property to see if she was hiding somewhere, hoping that she was hiding somewhere. But she was gone. So,
That kind of was like similar to what I was gonna say for my biggest mistake. Like I wish we would have fenced the property in sooner. But coming from a suburb, we didn't really know like how things were. The behind our property, behind the back pasture is all woods, so it's acres of woods. So we didn't think that dogs would be able to come onto our property from there.
yeah, I think about stray dogs coming through that back fence, because it's welded wire on both the sides all the way back to the very very back of the property. But that last back part was just 3 stranded wires going across, just denoting where the property line was, and that was it.
So we've definitely had fencing issues that we've had to fix. We've had quite a few issues, right? Even just yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Seems like there's a new problem every day that needs to be taken care of.
But now we have livestock guardian dogs to protect our animals.
So we have 2 of them, and they are Andalusian and Great Pyrenees mix dogs,
And they're
they're
huge.
huge. They are huge, but they work, and they work hard. I'm sure you've seen them on our videos. They're protecting our livestock, or protecting our animals all the time. They're constantly roaming and patrolling the property. So it's amazing to see how intelligent these dogs are. We don't have to train them to do any of this. It's just in their nature to protect the property the way they do.
Yeah.
I was hesitant about getting these big, huge dogs, and they're actually fantastic. They work really hard for us. So I really appreciate having them here.
Yeah, they go around there so much that they make game trails already.
Yes. Yeah, we do leave the back pasture a little high at times because we have the bees back there, and right now there's a whole lot of flowers, and the goats. The goats enjoy eating back there as well. So yeah, you can definitely see where they're making their trails as they walk around the property.
They're also really cute.
They are very cute. I think Nora's favorite animal is Molly,
Right now.
the red one, right, Nora?
Is that your favorite? Not Teddy, who's sitting on your lap right now.
Not the goats, not the bees,
Well,
not the
they're
rabbits.
tired.
Teddy's our farmhouse dog.
Yes.
He's most of
And
the house.
he's
Dog.
the inside dog.
What about you, Brian? Who's your favorite animal that we have?
My favorite is probably one of our chickens named is Sophia.
I love Sophia. She's my favorite too.
She's a really funny chicken, and she lays us a lot of eggs.
Yes.
Yes.
That's probably the most rewarding part of the farm for me is the animals. Like we had never even seen a lot of, been around these kind of animals, farm animals before, besides like petting zoos or like the rodeo or something.
It was amazing that after coming home from a stressful day at work, I started my second job here on the farm.
Yeah, because it is a job.
It is a lot of work to take care of these animals and make sure they're fed and happy and their areas maintained and clean. But it's incredibly rewarding and relaxing as well. I can't tell you how many days that I've come home from a stressful day at work and just go out, hang out with those goats or hang out with those chickens and feel really, really blessed to live here. Have these experiences with the animals.
Yep. Now we got cow cuddles. Cows are very friendly.
Both of them are.
They like
Both of them
getting
are.
their chin scratched.
Yep.
Yes.
Buttercup hangs out.
So we do have a lot of animals. You want to talk about the animals we have?
Sure. The first animal we got was right when we moved here. She was already here when we got here. Her name is Star. She's a rabbit. We also got her a friend named Coco.
Those were our first two animals besides the dog. Was Coco and Star.
And we were going to raise these animals for food or protein.
We considered it. We really got them because we had heard they were great at fertilizer for the garden.
Right.
That was the primary.
Kind of a side effect of food, though.
Yes.
Until we tried rabbit.
Yep. We considered it, but after trying one, we realized it really wasn't.
It wasn't for us.
Yeah.
It was good, but it wasn't great. It seemed like a lot of work for very little meat on it, and we decided to go the route of meat birds instead.
Yeah. So after we got the rabbits, the next things we got were the chickens. We started off with 5 chickens.
For the egg layers.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
egg
egg
layers.
We got 2 more later, though.
And how many are we up to now?
We're at 13 because we have another 6 chicks. We're probably going to do another chick check-in video soon.
Yeah.
Whose chicks are those?
So
Who's?
we got them because my parents actually
Yep.
moved from Houston to live out on the property with us. So they are in the tiny house.
Okay.
You see that in the videos. That's where they're living.
Yep.
What's up, Nora?
What was the worst thing that happened on the farm for us?
Oh yeah, the goats. That's what
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point.
I'll tell you. The coolest thing that I thought that happened on the farm:
What?
baby goats.
Baby goats.
Having baby goats born. On
Oh
the
my
farm.
gosh, they're so cute. They are adorable.
Except when they're just born. It's kind of gross when they're just born.
Brian may have been traumatized by watching the first live goat birth.
Yeah.
I don't know if
No.
I'd say traumatized.
I remember
I
leading
feel
up to
like it.
goat birth, they're so excited. Like,
Mhm.
oh, is she pregnant yet? No, they're pregnant. When's the baby gonna come?
Yeah.
They wanted, and I want to see the baby be born.
Yeah.
And then we were worried about the babies being born.
So last summer we had 4 goats born on the farm. But yeah, it was very exciting and terrifying because you didn't know what was going to happen. I did so much research and we bought so many supplies. We were just so, worried. And then everything ended up being fine.
Yeah. They had very easy births.
Mhm.
They were all really good mothers. We really did well with our goat choices with our Nigerian dwarf goats.
Yeah.
So
Nigerian dwarfs are really cute.
they are.
Yeah, we chose them because they're good milk producers, but they're also smaller. And we were kind of worried with the kids, like having these really like full size goats around the kids when they were younger. But they're great. They have great personalities. They love attention, and they're just really sweet natured animals.
And we did a lot of milking. We raised those baby goats, and at one time our herd got up to 10.
Yep.
Because the goats just sort of, okay, let's get 2 goats, and all of a sudden we had 4 goats, and then we had 5 goats, and then those goats had goats.
Yep.
And all of a sudden we had 10 goats, and
Yeah.
we decided that there's a lot of goats.
Well,
But-
we also wanted
shrunk it
to,
down a little bit.
yeah, we wanted to move on to bigger animals.
Yeah.
So we got the cows.
And so
Mhm.
when we got the cows, we decided to reduce our herd.
Mhm.
So the goats you saw in all the goats in a row shorts are the only ones that are left now.
They're our favorites.
We're down to 3
Yeah,
right now.
They're our favorite goats.
Who knows what might happen in the future? We might see about maybe renting a boy goat and getting some more cute little babies.
Yeah, well, we had the bucks, and there were the babies' fathers. Bucks are a lot of work. They really are.
They're kind of aggressive and kind of stinky.
Yeah.
Really stinky, I guess.
And they destroy fences.
Yeah.
They destroy whatever enclosure I put them in. They just demolished it or jumped over it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we have some great video of them jumping over the gates.
Yeah, when they were really little.
Well, they just wanted to get to the mom goats.
So what's next? What's next on the farm?
What's the next animal?
The next animal that we're getting is, drum roll please, quail. We're getting quail because they're really high reproducing animals and they lay a lot of eggs.
Yes.
And so we like to look for, while we do raise meat birds and we raise turkeys, we wanted to try additional sources of calves, right? Cows. We wanted to do additional protein source, and so we're going to try quail out. And we have the first chicken coop that we had when we first moved into the property. It's a little beat up. It needs a lot of tender level care. But we're going to try to save it and see if we can convert it into a quail enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all about trying to reuse or make use of materials that we have here on the farm, or that wood that we find around our farm sometimes. So it's good that we aren't just not using this coop anymore, but we're going to actually find a use for it.
So that's Nora and Doug's project coming up. Once we get some plans drawn up, Nora is our architect. She's going to be drawing our plans and designing it, and then they'll get building. We'll, of course, be posting that. Hopefully, we'll have quail within this next month.
Yeah.
We do have meat birds coming July 1st. That's already ordered and ready to go. So we'll definitely have some content about raising meat birds. It's a little bit different than the egg layers. Okay, we use our chicken tractors to run those around the property.
We do.
If you've seen our videos, that's what we have our little egg laying chicks in right now. They will be moving in with the big girls soon.
Yes.
We'll definitely be filming that.
Mm-hmm. So after the meat birds is, do you remember?
What's after meat birds? Do you know?
We eat them for Thanksgiving.
Turkey.
Turkeys.
Yay!
Yep. Turkeys come in August. We raised the white broad-breasted birds. This will be our second time doing them, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They can be kind of intimidating because they get really big, but they're
Well,
actually
big.
really sweet. I've never been chased by a turkey.
I
I
Knock
have.
on wood.
I have. Yeah.
Nora's definitely been chased by turkeys.
yeah.
The Tom.
He was very protective of it.
Yeah. So after we raised the meat birds for the
Mhm.
turkeys, and after Thanksgiving, we decided to see if we could breed them because we thought we could breed them. And while the turkeys were great at laying eggs, they were not fertile.
Yeah.
All right. So we kept 2 hens and a Tom. We let the hens lay for what, 6 months, I
Probably.
guess, and they were great at nesting and being broody, and,
Yes.
but they never got fertilized. So those turkeys are
One thing
processed.
they have really large eggs, which was nice because we did put that in with the dog food.
Oh, the dogs love it.
Yeah, the livestock guardian dogs, we make a lot of their food, or we reuse materials here
Table
to help
scraps.
feed them. Most of our table scraps actually go to the chickens, but yeah, for as far as meat and stuff, like we do that for the livestock dogs because they work so hard.
Yeah, the bones.
Mhm.
Yeah, they love the bones. Only swole one hold of it there.
Oh, the rib bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we process our chickens, our meat birds, there are certain parts of the birds that we are not big fans of, but the dogs absolutely love them.
Yes, and Nora and I did a video on that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Awesome. So, but
Dog-
it's a great way to supplement their diets and pay them back for all the work they do around the farm.
Yeah.
Keep them healthy. Because they're still very skinny.
Brian, anything else we forgot to talk about?
I don't think so.
Did you say something about questions?
We don't have questions though.
If you have any questions, you can post them here, and we'll try to check back on them and answer any questions that you might have about us or the farm. Or if there's a video you'd like to see that we produce, maybe that
Yes.
could be it on the future. But we do have those projects going on right now. We'll be sure to post content about the things that are going on this summer while we're working on the farm instead of working in the classroom.
Yeah.
So we are 1 month in. Today is our 1 month YouTube anniversary. So we're just starting out. Getting used to being on camera
Yeah.
is different. Yeah, and knowing that you're just talking to a camera, it can be a little intimidating. It was, at first we struggled with it. I feel like we're starting to get better. Starting to get more comfortable with the camera.
A little bit.
I'm definitely getting more comfortable with editing. It's a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
We're not really big on social media generally, so learning how to edit and put together videos has been a lot to learn. And of course, YouTube has great videos on that.
They
So
do.
maybe we'll put together a video on how we are
Yeah,
editing.
video of making videos of making videos.
Yes, it's very meta. Brian, what about you? How are you feeling on this YouTube journey?
I'm liking it. I honestly never thought that we were actually going to get this many subscribers.
Yeah, as of today, we're 29. When we started out, I honestly didn't think we'd get anything. But now I'm kind of regret that we waited so long. Being here 3 years, it's a long time. I kind of wish we had tried this sooner because it's fun.
Honestly, we fixed a lot of things. So we've done a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is. We've done so much, but we've learned from what we're doing.
Mhm.
Like the whole idea of fixing fixing the lawnmowers or fixing these fences or trying to do this, taking on any kind of project is less daunting now.
Yeah.
Once you get more experience building things, building chicken coops, building chicken runs, and building other stuff, you just get better at building stuff.
Yeah.
So you start learning how to do gates and fencing, and the more you learn, you want to share some of the things that we take away from that. So we've been doing this for 3 years now, and we've learned some things. We just want to pass on some of the things that we've learned to anyone else that we help.
And a little glimpse into our family.
Yeah.
What it's like on a homestead. It is a lot of work, but
it's also a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, what's our typical day? What's our typical day like, Nora?
What time do you get to go to school?
I don't go to school on Sunday.
We got
On
y'all
a typical
have your-
day.
On a typical day, 5.
5 in the morning.
Yeah. So right now the kids are on summer break, but they do cross country. So there's cross country camps going on. So every day they go out and run,
Yeah.
and then come home.
And then we work until like 1, 2-ish.
You got chores.
Like
You got chores you got to do, right? You got to fix stuff or do stuff. But what do we do after we finish our chores?
We usually get in the pool,
Get in the
play some
pool.
board games,
Yeah.
Go do
Go
something fun.
somewhere, go
or
bowling.
go
Go
bowling.
bowling.
Yeah. That's
So-
what we've been doing lately. Trying out the new bowling alley.
What do you think you'd be doing if you didn't have a farm?
Honestly, I'd probably just be playing video games, maybe biking laps around the block.
Yeah, I think this has helped them to just become better people and more disciplined.
Learn work ethic.
I mean, yeah, they're both in sports, doing sports now.
Both work very hard at what they do.
This is Raven. Raven was here on the property when we got here.
Yes.
She's one of the random cats that just hang out on the property now, and they keep the barn clear of mice.
They're fantastic at the barn.
Yes.
They left us a gift just the other day.
Yeah.
So it is
Mice.
Yeah,
mice.
mine's been rat poison though.
No, we don't have rat poison in there. We have too many
There's
animals.
too many animals for rat poison. So, and our neighbor has. Yeah, so it's good to have the cats. The barn cats are fantastic, keeping the barn free of critters.
Mhm.
So.
All right, so we look forward to teaching you more about our day-to-day life. We went out there today and found out that the septic sprinkler is broken, leaking somewhere. So that's going to be another
Fun
fix
job.
that we'll be working on besides doing the chicken tractor and then talking about animal care.
Both do.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
building.
they
I'm
watch
not
chicken
going
tractor,
to build any
yes.
chicken tractors. So I got 3 of them.
I meant the quail,
Yeah.
the quail enclosure, quail
Nor did you have something you want to
Quail
talk
Hotel. I
about?
like that. Quail Hotel.
hotel.
We can do the Quail Hotel.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Nora? Anything else you want to add?
no. All
You have
right.
a bunch of questions you want to ask?
Okay. Well, then I guess
Well,
that's it.
Well, thank you for your time. We're happy to share ours with you.
Yes. And again, if you have any comments or if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them in the comments. And of course, please subscribe. We are at 29 as of the beginning of this evening.
Yeah.
So we look forward to growing that and continuing to grow.
Make sure to pop in our next stream next month.
Oh, are we doing this every month?
I thought we were.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I guess this is something we're going to do again.
We can commit to
Yeah.
that.
All right.
All right. Hopefully next time we have
Some whale to talk
viewers.
about. Yeah, we're someone here. You can ask us some questions next time.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good night.
Goodbye.
That was 30 minutes.
29 minutes.